My job is so good. This is another thrill, sitting with Steve Buscemi. Steve, how are you? Nice.
Good.
Thanks for doing this. You may recognize Steve from, I don't know, Reservoir Dogs. And it's hard to know what to include. I'll say Armageddon, I'm gonna say Con Air, a bunch of Adam Sandler movies, which are a joy in every single one of them.
They're always fun to do.
They're always fun to do, I bet. And then just on the Coen brothers alone, you could retire on Miller's Crossing and Fargo and The Big Lebowski. Steve has programmed his 2-for-1, his double feature. We're gonna start with Scarecrow, and then we'll have Dog Day Afternoon. It's 2 Al Pacino films. So why did you program these 2 together?
I mean, mainly because Al Pacino, who, is one of my biggest inspirations, the fact that they were, both these movies were made in the 70s,
Scarecrow 73 and Dog Day is just 2 years later.
Yeah, because I think studios were making such interesting films then. They were more like independent films of today or the 90s.
Right.
And there was just something about Scarecrow. I remember seeing it, I still lived in Long Island then, and it was one of the movies that, I went to without, like my dad used to take us to like a lot of films. This was one that I just went with my friends. We used to just go to the movies. You remember?
Like, you would have been like 16 years old, right?
I was a sophomore in high school, and we knew who Al Pacino was only from The Godfather, and I probably only knew Gene Hackman from The French Connection. But in those days, you just went to see movies just because they were playing, and I just remember watching it going, I don't know if I like this yet. What is this?
It is nothing like The Godfather. It is nothing like The French Connection. Both these guys, obviously, at this point, huge, colossal stars now. Pacino and Hackman, if you're gonna make a top 5 list of the greatest American actors ever, they're on it. Totally different styles.
Yeah.
And they didn't get along at
Really?
all. But Hackman considers it one of the great performances of his life.
Favorite roles, yeah.
And Pacino recognizes how great it is, too, and that you don't have to get along for 2 actors to turn in sensational performances, even when they're in every single scene together.
Yeah.
Boy, some partner I picked.
You didn't pick me, I picked you.
Why?
Because you gave me your last match.
When you first meet these characters, you really don't know anything about them. They're both on the road.
2 drifters.
Hitchhiking,
right? Hitchhiking, yeah.
And for some reason, Pacino is trying to get Hackman's attention, and he starts doing imitations of an ape, and to see Al in this sort of comedic role, and Gene Hackman was such a, he was also funny and a great straight man to Al, and just his reactions, like when they're in that department store and Gene wants to steal a shirt or a jacket.
Gene wants to steal something and he asks Al to create a diversion.
Yes.
And the diversion
it just
diverts Gene, right? So that he forgets to steal.
Just runs crazy throughout the store. And Hackman's look is just priceless. They're both really funny in it. And I love, when I think about why do I have such fond memories of that film, I think because it's the friendship, between those 2. And then rewatching it, I go, oh, this is a love story.
It's totally a love story. That's right. Between these 2 extremely lonely guys who randomly come together.
They're a team. And they become a couple, and, like any couple, then they get into fights. And so I guess Al's character is kind of wanting to make other friendships, but he makes friends with Richard Lynch.
Yeah, it's a good performance.
His character was amazing in it. He's a bit of a con man friendly, but you could tell there's something lurking underneath.
Because he's friendly exactly enough to win over a guy like Pacino, but not a guy like Hackman. Hackman sees right through him, but Pacino's like, oh, great, somebody else is being nice to me, and you're being kind of you're being a jerk to me, so I'm gonna hang out with this guy.
And up until this point, Pacino's character is somewhat naive, somewhat, like a child, the way he views the world. And
so we didn't mention Pacino's on his own, like they're gonna stop in Detroit because Pacino has been in the Navy for 5 years. He left the mother of his child and the child, and he wants to go back and see them both and give a present to his kid who he's never met.
Yeah, so Pacino, he wants to sort of do the right thing, but he does have this very childlike quality to him, and it's in that scene, in the prison scene, that everything changes, because he's so trusting of this character that he should not be. And after that, you could see, Pacino's character is darker.
Right. Steve, very interesting stuff. We'll talk more after the movie. Here it is. from 1973, directed by Jerry Schatzberg, Gene Hackman, and Al Pacino in Scarecrow. Back with Steve Buscemi. I listed some of his movie credits, remarkable movie credits, but also, I mean, sensational four-year run as Nucky Thompson in a four-season run.
Yeah.
And Boardwalk Empire, a couple of Emmy nominations for that. So you've programmed 2 Al Pacino movies, but you've also programmed 2 Penelope Allen movies. And she's not in a lot of movies. She's the wife of a great acting teacher, Charlie Lawton, same name as Charles Lawton, different guy. And you'll see her in one bigger part in Dog Day Afternoon, a small part, one scene in Scarecrow.
It's a seminal scene. I think she just decides in the moment, you hurt me, now I have an opportunity to hurt you.
And I'm going to take it.
Even worse. She regrets it. You know, you could see it in her face.
Immediately, she's such a
how
good
do you come
actor.
back from that?
How do you come back from that? And then I'm struck by the little decisions we make in life that this movie then captures so well. That moment, whatever, 5 minutes earlier in the film or 3 minutes earlier when Pacino says, I don't want to just drop by, I'm going to call her first, right? And if you just drop by, none of this happens.
It would have been different, yes.
None of this happens.
Right.
But he calls, they're a block away, you know? And that changes his life.
But I think that spoke to his fear, too.
Sure, of course.
About, you know, he's come all this way and now here's the moment of truth. And
he's scared.
yeah, I mean, he loses it. You know, there's that scene at the fountain where he just can't control himself.
And
And
children,
kids
like
and
the life
it's-
he gave up.
That is beyond heartbreaking.
And the attempted sexual assault, and we presume it's attempted. We don't even know.
Yeah.
We don't know. I mean, his eyes closed, he's bleeding. This guy just attempted to, or perhaps did, sexually assault him. You know, he still gives a, you should see the other guy, you know, to Hackman. And then instantly, you know, Hackman, I mean, just the way Hackman gets out of bed to greet, like all the animosity, he's like, oh, Lion, no, now he needs me. My friend needs me.
Yeah, and that's why I was, you know, saying it is like a love story because up at, you know, at that point, Hackman, you know, says he didn't want anything to do with him and, you know, this is it. And then when he, you know, realizes what happened to his, you know, to Al, he just immediately wants retribution.
And he's going to defend him.
Yeah.
And we also learn why he sleeps with the shoe under the pillow, right?
And why he says he likes layers because he's cold, but he just wants to keep everything close to him, everything
that's
on
right.
him.
Yeah.
You know?
But here he is, breaking the seal and taking the $10 bill out of the heel of his boot.
And that's what's amazing about the film, too, that I love, is the humor in it. It tackles some pretty serious stuff.
Very serious, yeah.
But yet there's always, you know, some sort of humor in it that's, you know, really poignant. That's a testament to Jerry Schatzberg as a director. I think he trusted his actors a lot and gave them a lot of freedom. Trusted the filmmaking, you know, that you don't need to over-dramatize something or, you know, come in with a heavy score or, you know, to indicate how the audience should feel. I think he just trusted that the story was enough and these characters are strong enough. And I love films, I love stories that are told through character.
Yeah, talking about Hackman and Pacino, that they didn't connect. And Pacino clearly now regrets that he was so caught up in his way that he couldn't quite see Hackman's way, and then he felt like he knew him after the movie, but by then the movie's over. What do you do when you're in a situation where you're not getting along with the other actor or the styles are so different that it causes a problem? Or, I mean, I get the feeling everybody likes you. Well, you may argue with me there, but it's not true. Everybody likes you. I know it. I've heard too much about it.
But I actually, when we did Reservoir Dogs, Chris Penn decided that he did not like my character, and he treated me as such through the rehearsals.
Because he didn't like Mr. Pink.
And he did not like Mr. Pink, and he was not, you know, but it sort of bled over, and so at first I felt kind of bad about it, but then I went, well, it doesn't really affect how I'm going to do my work, you know. I mean, I do like to, you know, sometimes bond with the actors that I'm working with. Yeah. Tim Roth and we had a great time. I just loved hanging out with him, and so I felt a little bad, but he told me when we went to Sundance, Chris said, he apologized. He says, hey man, I just decided that, you know, my character didn't like your character. But now the movie's over. Come on, let's get a drink. Let's see.
Yeah, maybe a little note like I'm gonna be a giant jerk to you. Just FYI, don't take it personally. Steve, Great stuff. Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Don't go away. Steve and I return momentarily with another Al Pacino feature made 2 years later. Dog Day Afternoon is next on TCM.
Next on TCM, Dog Day Afternoon, then High and Low. And later, Caged. TCM gets time off for good behavior tonight.